Hey everyone, it's Clifton with Clifton Creative Academy with yet another video about WordPress. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to install plugins in WordPress. Now, what are plugins? Well, plugins provide additional functionality for your website, and the functionality can actually range from a simple contact form to an event calendar to even the ability to collect credit card payments through your websites. Plugins are simply just little programs that are designed by developers that integrate with WordPress and allow you to do more with your website than just provide information. And installing plugins in WordPress is very easy. For this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you two types of functionality that we're going to be installing. The first one that I'm going to show you is a simple contact form, and there are lots of choices to choose from, and I'll show you which one I recommend. The next type of functionality is going to be a little bit more drastic. This is going to completely change the look and feel of your website with a simple click. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and get started. So you should already have an install of WordPress set up. If you don't know how to install WordPress, I actually have a video that teaches you how to do that, and I will link to that video here in the description. Okay. Now, when you log into your WordPress install and you get into the dashboard, you're simply going to go to Plugins, click on Add New, and you'll be presented with some featured plugins already. Okay, and you can see there's everything here from being able to install a community type of plugin to plugins that can help you troubleshoot your website. But we are going to search for specific functionality, and the functionality we're looking for is a contact form. A contact form will allow people to send you a message through your website. You'll get it in your email, and you'll be able to respond to people. For this one, we're going to be searching for Ninja Forms. Okay, Ninja Forms. Okay, it should be the first one that pops up. Just go ahead and click on Install Now, and then click on Activate. Okay, so now you can see here in our plugins list, we now have Ninja Forms activated on our website. If you also look to the left, we also have a new item for Ninja Forms. This will help us to configure the plugin and use it for our purposes. Okay, so let's go through the list. There's the dashboard, the ability to add a new form. Here's where you'll see your submissions. You can import and export forms. Here are the general settings. You can get help. And then there are additional add-ons, which are additional plugins that you can add to Ninja Forms to give you additional form capability. Let's start with the dashboard. Okay. So when we come to the dashboard, we can see here that it gives us the ability to add a new form. They've already created a form for us that is a default form. You can see the short code for that form to embed in your page. And then there are also additional tabs here. So there's some services here where you can add more add-ons, and here are some apps and integrations that you can make. There is a professional version of Ninja Forms. The one that I'm showing you right now is the free version, which will be enough to do what we need to do. But if you want to add additional capabilities to the form, such as being able to have people log in and register, integrate with CRMs, and even send text messaging through your form, then you can consider signing up for a license, and that license will give you access to those capabilities. But for now, we just want to create a contact form. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this contact form that they've already created for us. Okay, so as you can see here, it's a very simple form. There's name, email, message. They have a really nice interface for creating your form, so you're actually creating exactly what you see. I can actually hover over this here, click on the gear, and it'll give me the editing capabilities for that specific field. So for instance, this is called name, but what if I wanted this to be called first name? I can change the label to first name. Okay. And the additional options here, if I wanted a default value A default value just means that this form will be pre-filled with some information. So I could say John as a default value. Okay, and when you put that in there, when the person goes to this form, it'll just say John in there. But we don't want a default value. We can also have a placeholder, and the placeholder we can just say some additional instructions. Enter your name here. And then they can also have a description. Okay, so that they know what this form is for. Okay, now we're not going to put a description in here because it's pretty obvious what the first name is looking for. But you can see how simple this is. And once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and click on done. And you can see that the form has already changed. Okay, so now this form is already pre-created, but it's great because it kind of gives us an opportunity to see all the things we can do with the form. All right, so here are our form fields. Here's our email actions. So what do we want it to do once the form is filled out? So one, we want it to store the submission. We want an email confirmation to go out. We want an email notification to go out, and we want to let the user know that there's a success message. And you can configure all of these by clicking on the gear. Okay, so there's all kinds of additional configurations that you can make to all these. And then in the advanced tab, you have your display settings and your restrictions for the form. Display settings are basically saying, you know, what do you want displayed on the form and what don't you want displayed on the form, right? So do I want to display the form title? If I click no, then the form title will not display. Okay. Do I want to clear the successfully completed form? Meaning when they hit submit, do I want the form to refresh and have blank fields ready for the next submission? Okay. Do I want to hide the form after submission? Maybe I just want people to fill out the form one time, and so on. And then there are even additional capabilities that you can add here. So this is a very, very powerful plugin. Even just the free version is extremely powerful to use. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click done here, and I want us to create our own form. So we're going to start from the beginning so that you can see what it takes to use a plugin like this and then embed it in our site. So I'm going to leave this. Okay, and I'm going to click on add new. Now, one of the things I love about Ninja Forms is they already have some pre-created forms for you. So we saw the contact us form, but what if you wanted a form to help you create a blog post or edit a user profile or delete a data request? You even have an event registration form, a job application form. You can create a form that allows you to accept payments, and you can even create a form that allows you to integrate with a newsletter or email marketing system. But these are all pre-done for you, so that all you have to do is simply click on one of these, make the necessary changes that you need, and you are up and running. Okay. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to create a blank form because we do want to create our own, and I just want to show you the steps of going through creating your own fields, your own form. So I'm going to click on a blank form. Okay. All right. So this is what it looks like when you're just getting started. So now we can choose our own fields and we can create the form any way that we want to. Okay. So right now we're on the forms and fields section of the site. So I'm going to click this. And we're going to go ahead and start adding fields. Okay. So let's start with adding some user information fields. The user information fields are basically the initial information we want. So I want the person's first name. I'm just simply going to drag and drop this here. I want the first name. I want the last name. Now, a couple things you'll notice, you can literally add fields just by clicking on the field that you want, or you can drag the field where you want it to be. And even after you've put the field there, you can even drag it up and around. Complete drag and drop. How fun is that? I also want their phone number, so that way I'm getting a serious lead in this case. And I want their email address. Okay. Lastly, I'm going to want them to maybe give me some more information about what they want. So maybe some additional information. So I'm going to go ahead and put in paragraph text. Now our form's looking pretty good. You know, we have all the information that we require. So once you've selected all your fields, you can go ahead and click on done. All right. And now we're looking pretty good. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to configure each field and make it specific to what we want it to do. So you do that by clicking on the gear. And this says last name. Now, one of the things I like to do is I like to make Actually, sorry, first name should be first. I'm going to put that up here. First name. There we go. I'm going to click on this gear. All right. First name. I want this to be required. I want them to put in their name. And then on the display, what I want is I want there to be an instruction. Enter your first name here. Okay. That way there's no confusion as to what this field is for. All right. Next, I'm going to go to the next one. Last name, display. We'll put a placeholder. Enter your last name. Okay. Let me make sure I'm consistent here. Yes, I am. Okay. Phone number. Okay. Now I want this to say your best contact numbers. I'm going to change the label to something that I want, and I want this to say enter your phone number. Okay. And then email. Oops, I accidentally deleted the email field, but that's okay. We can easily add that back. Let's just continue. So I'm going to go to the paragraph text. Actually, back to last name. I want that to be a required field. Best contact number, also required field. And then paragraph text. I don't want this to say paragraph text. I will put something here that's more valuable, like how can we assist you? And I'm going to require this field. I'm going to require this field because I want to know why they're contacting me. So, and the placeholder will say, tell us how we can help. All right, this looks pretty good. I'm going to say done. All right. Now, I accidentally deleted my email field, so how do I add that back? There's a plus sign right here at the bottom. If I click on that, it brings back the fields. And I'm going to go ahead and select the email field. Just click on it. It's going to add it to the form. I'm going to drag it where I want it to be, which is, I'll put that below. And then I'm going to go ahead and configure it. All right, required, placeholder, enter your email address. Okay, and done. Okay, now our form is now configured. So let's move on to the next tab, which is emails and actions. I do want there to be a success message. We can configure what the success message can be. So your form has been successfully submitted is what they will see once they submit this form. I'm going to change this to thank you for contacting us. We will be in touch. Done. All right. Admin email. Okay, so right now by default it's set to go to the admin email, which is mine, but you can change that address if you want to, and you can put the reply to address, have it be what you want it to be. So, but I'm gonna leave this. Let's just put this short code in here, or actually, we should make the reply to email be the user who's submitting the information. So I can click here. All right, and it tells me all the form fields that I can put in. So I'm going to put the email field. See that? So I'm going to select that, and now it's the email field. So when I get this email, I can just hit reply, and it'll send the email back to the person that sent me that email. And then the subject of the email should say the name of the form, right? So I will put notification from Clifton Tutorials contact form. That way, when it comes into my email, I know exactly where this form is coming from. Click done. And then, do I want it to store the submission? Yes. I want it to store the submission for me in the database here so that I can always access it and retrieve it every time. Okay, so we'll leave that alone. Perfect. And then I don't need anything advanced. I want everything just to stay the same, exactly the same. And if you click on restrictions here, you can see all the different restrictions that you can require. So you can require a user to be logged in to view the form. You can do submission limits, but we're not going to be doing any of that. We're just going to keep this very simple. So now that I'm done with my form here, now that I'm done with all that, go back to form fields, just run through it just one more time. Advanced forms. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click publish. Okay, I'm going to give my form a title. Call it contact us form, or let's call it contact Clifton tutorials. It's going to add a submit button for me automatically. Okay, now we could have added one ourselves, as a matter of fact. So I could have gone back here. I'm gonna say not yet for a minute here. Come back here, and I want a submit button, which is right here. Okay, so we're gonna add that. See, there's our submit button, and we can even configure it. I might not want it to say submit. I want it to say send message. I like that. Okay. And let's see if there's any display option. There isn't. Okay, great. Done. Publish. Publish. And now our form is done. Okay. Click on the X to close out of the interface. And now we can see our contact Clifton tutorials form. Okay. So now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and select this shortcode. And next, I'm going to show you how to place this form into a page. This is what makes plugins so awesome. So Ninja form ID equals number 2. We're going to go ahead and use our form. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the pages here. I'm going to click add new, because we get to embed this in the page. In the later tutorial, I'll walk you through the back end of WordPress and show you how to use pages and posts and things like that. But for now, we just want to learn how to take advantage of our plugin here. So I'm going to title this page Contact Us. And right here in the Gutenberg block, I'm going to click on this plus sign. And we can see we even have a Ninja Forms block already. Just simply click on that. We're going to click on select the form. And I can just select my Contact Clifton Tutorials form. And the form is already in there. Another way I could have done this, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove this block, is I could have selected the block and I'm going to search for shortcode. There it is. And I can paste in my shortcode. And by doing this, once I publish this page, which I will do now, when I view the page, the form is there. Okay, the form is there. And you can see it is ready. I can just simply fill in the information I want. I am enjoying this a lot. Hit send, and the functionality actually works. Thank you for contacting us. We'll be in touch. Okay, now if I go back here, dashboard, go to Ninja Forms, and I look at my submissions. I select the form that I'm looking for. There's my submission right there. There is my submission. That's the email. So now I can take a look at what this person had to say. Right? And it's stored here for me. And it's also sent to my email. And that is the power of using plugins in WordPress. So to review, to add plugins, simply go to your dashboard, go to plugins, click on add new, search for the type of plugin you want. In this case, we did Ninja Forms. And we installed Ninja Forms. And once we were done installing Ninja Forms, we got this link here. We went to add new. We added a new form, and we can see our forms right here. We simply copied the shortcode, added it to a page, which was the Contact Us page, and we did it via shortcode. We could have also done this via the Ninja form block by simply selecting our form, and the form would have been there. Okay, we updated it and we posted it to the site, and we were able to send the form. Very easy. In the next tutorial, I'll show you one more plugin installation that will change the way your site looks. This one's going to be a lot more fun, and it will involve installing a bunch more different plugins. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you enjoyed the tutorial, please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and smash that notification bell so that you can be notified when we release new tutorials. We're also working on courses and additional tutorials at CliftonCreativeAcademy.com. It is on the way and almost ready. If you want to get notified about those tutorials, go to CliftonCreativeAcademy.com and enter your information into the notification box. And as soon as it's ready, we will send you a message letting you know to come out and enjoy some of our free and professional courses. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.